Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we are coming to learn the interface of ArcGIS Pro for the beginners. And then I made a video and then I received a lot of comment that many people doesn't know some of the features in ArcGIS Pro. So I think it is the best to make a video on how to use ArcGIS Pro before we can do further analysis. So the first thing you need to do is you have to launch your project. So we have our new project here, we have our map catalog, global scene, and then the local scene. So in our context, we are using the map. So first thing you need to do is you have to click on the map, and then this interface will open. That's the create a new project. We have project name, we have a location. So the project name, you can give it any name of your choice. So let's give it a name of tutorial. Okay, and then the location, you can make remain it default, or you can just click on this one and then choose your own location. But for me, I'm just leave it default. So after you set your name and then location, and then you check this one, or this will automatically be checked, then we click on OK. Okay, so this is the interface that you will see when you first launch your ArcGIS Pro. We have our project here. We have project map, insert, view, edit, imagery, and share. So imagine you launch your ArcGIS Pro and then the content pan is not there, and then the catalog too is not there. How are you going to locate the content pan and then the catalog? So if you are not seeing your content pan in your catalog, you just go to your view, and then you check. We have our catalog pan here, and then we have our content pan here. So you just click on the content pan, and then you will see it here. And then if you want to add your catalog pan too, you just click on the catalog pan, and then you can see it's appear here. So okay, so this is the first tool that we need to learn. So we have our map here, which contain the sprawl, the book map, the add data, add our base map. So as you can see, we already have our base map here, but if we want to change the base map, we can also change the base map to any image of ours. So we have imagery, which look like the satellite image, and then we have other imagery here. We have the imagery hybrid, the street topography, and all those things. We have a lot of image here, so you just have to select your choice and then use it. And then we have our select here. So if you have a map here and then you want to select any portion of it, so we will be going through that. And then we have our select by attribute and then select by location. Okay, and then the second one is the insert. So when you come to the insert, we have a new map. So if you want to add another map to this one, if you want to have a number of projects on the ArcGIS interface, you can just click on then new map. If you click on new map, you can see a new map will be added to here. So you can have one map here and then the other map to here. Okay, so you can have a variety of map. You can just add a number of map of your choice. And then the next one is the new layout. So the new layout is when you have your map and then you want to put the map in a frame after you have already do everything, and then you want to put the map in a frame like this one, let me show you some example of how we put a map in a frame. So as you can see, like if you want to put the map in a frame like this one, you can just click on the put the map in a frame. Okay, so just click on the layout and then you choose your size, the size of your choice. We have our A3 or our A4 and then A0. We have a lot, so you can just click on one and then you choose. And then we have our new report, import map. So if you have a data here, we can just import this data to our file explorer and then send it to someone, or if we want to do any map back, we can just go and then take it. And then we have our add folder here, and then we have some features here which we will be using, but not for now. So in the insert tool, this is the main feature that you need to know. And then in the analysis, okay, so in the analysis tab, we have tools, we have ready to use tool, and then we have our suitability modeler, and then we have a lot of features here. So the tools, that here is where you find a job processing tool. So if you want to do anything, that you come to the analysis, you click on job processing tool, you can see the job processing tool has been open, and then we go to the tool. We have the toolbox here. So here is where you find anything that you are doing concerning modeling and everything. So we have our spatial analysis tool, our multi-dimensional tool, we have our conversion tools, and then we have any tool that you will need, or you can just click on the find tool and then you search for the tool. Okay, and then the next thing is we have our view. Okay, so this is what I was talking about, the job processing tool. You can either come to view and then click on job processing tool, or better still, you can just go to analysis and then you click on tools, and then you will locate your job processing tool. So in the job processing tool, we have our catalog view, our content, and then our Python window, which we will be using it later. And then okay, so I think that's the tool that is very important here. It's not as very important, but the one that we usually use most. And then in the edit tool, as you can see, we have our no topography, our error inspector, and then our status, and then we have our snapping, our create. So if you want to create anything, if you want to draw anything on this, if you upload an image and then you want to digitalize, here is where you come, you create a future, and then you just start digitalizing. And then we have our select tool here, and then our attributes here. So this is what you need to know about the edit tab. And then the next one is the imagery tab. So in the imagery tab, we have our change detection here, our function. So this is one of the most important tools that you need to know, because when you are doing a land use land cover map, here is where you come and then you take your training samples and then so because we don't have any data here, that's why the classification tool and then classification visa has been you see, it's not visible for us to click on it. So if you have your image here which you are classifying, this tool will be active for you to use it. And then after the classification, then you just do your change detection. So, and then we have our share here. So share is where after anything you want to export the map from here to your computer. Here's what you use. So you just click on share, and you just come to export map. So if you click on export map, you can see this interface has been open. We have our file size. So if you want to export it as JPEG, you can do it here. We have a number of TIFF, we have a TGA, we have PNG, PDF, JPEG, GIF, any format that you want to export it. So if you want to export it as an image, you just choose your JPEG and then you select your location, you set your compression, that's the quality of the image, and then the size you leave it default, and then you just click on export. So this is what you need to know about the interface. So this is the most important thing that you need to know about the interface of ArcGIS Pro. So before we can import any data, we have two ways to do it. It's either we use our add data here, or we use our catalog pan here. So first of all, I will go through how to import data using the catalog, and then the second one we'll be going through the map tab, and then we use our add data here. So you just select your folder here, you right click, you can see we have add folder connection. So if you want to add a folder, you just click on the add folder connection. So it will take you to your add folder connection, your desktop, and then you just have to locate the data that you want to use. So as for me, okay, so let me choose this data. Okay, this one is empty. Okay, so if I want to add data, I have a variety of data here, which I can just select one and then click on OK. So if I select it and click on OK, you can see we have the data here. So if I just click on the drop down and then click on the drop down, you can see my data has been shown here. So we can see the data here. So if you want to add the data to your current map, you just have to click on it and then drag it to our map. So you can see the data has been appeared on the content panel, as I was saying. So this is our data that we just uploaded. So this is the first step that you can use to add data to ArcGIS Pro, or we can use our add data here. So let's also use our add data here. Okay, so if you want to add data and then you are not using the catalog pan, you just come to map, you just locate this plus sign. So when you click on the plus sign, we have add data, we have data from path, and then we have XY point data. So XY point data is the Excel data that if you want to do any what do we call it, any analysis that involve Excel data or point data, especially temperature. So you can just use the XY data that contain points, or if you want to do any interpolation for any temperature or precipitation data that contain point, you just use the XY point data. And then we have a lot, we have the route, event, the query layer, and then the subtype. So in our case, we are going to use the data which we are going to use it to export the data. So the data that we are going to import is not Excel data, so we just click on the first one. Okay, so we have our data here, and then we can choose any of the data, and then you just select it and then you click on OK. Okay, so as we can see, our data has been added. So as you can view it, the one that we selected from the catalog pan has been shown here, and then the one that we use the add data button here too has been added. So that's the two ways that we can use to add data to ArcGIS Pro. Okay, and then the next step is so let's say if we have our map here, and then you see this is the regional boundary of Ghana. So we have our regional boundary here, and then so imagine if we are asked to extract one of the region from the main map. So let's say we have been asked to extract a Cape Coast central region. Okay, so let's say we have been asked to extract central region from the map. So as you can see, we have our central map, central region here, Greater Accra, and then Western, Eastern, and then Asante Ridge, and the rest. So this one we have two ways to extract any your study area or any region from the main map. So the first thing is we can use select here. We just have to click on select, then we use our cursor to select the district that we want to take. Okay, so we can just place our cursor here and then click on select. So as you can see, the central region has been selected. Okay, so we have our selected central region here, and then another way that we can use to select is you just have to right click on the layer. You go to attribute table, you right click, you go to attribute table. Okay, so as we can see, we have all our districts here. So the district name is Area Upper, West Upper, East Upper, East Savannah, Northern region, North East, and then the others. So we have all the region here. So this is the one I selected. So imagine if we want to select it from here, we can just click on it and then we select. We can just select it here or select it here. Okay, so this is the two ways that we can use to select. So after selecting your region of interest, that's the ROI, or your region of interest, you just have to right click here. Okay, so my map is still running, so let's wait for a few minutes. Okay, it's done. So after selecting your ROI, that is the region of interest, you just have to come to your layer, you right click, then you go to data. So from data tab, you just have to click on export future. So if you go to export future, you can see we have our parameter and then environment. So the environment, we would normally leave it default, and then we just click. But environment, if you want to set your coordinate system, so imagine you have downloaded the global image and then you want to set your coordinate system, you just have to click on this one. Okay, so just have to click on this one, then you choose your projected coordinate system, and then you come and then you choose your UTM. So from the UTM, you choose WGS 1984, the Northern Hemisphere, and then you select your zone. So in my case, I'm using Ghana. So Ghana, we are located in WGS. We are located in WGS 1984. UTM zone 30. So this is where Ghana we are located. So you can just choose this is how you select your coordinate system. If you are using global data and then you want to georeference it to your study area, you just select your WGS 1984 UTM zone of your place. And this one I selected 30 because I'm using data from Ghana, and then Ghana is located in UTM zone 30 and 31. So this is the environment. This is optional. You don't have to choose if you are working with data that is in your country or data that has been already georeferenced. So this data I'm using, it has already been georeferenced, so that one I'm not it's not mandatory for me to set it, but you can just set it. And then you have to input future. Input future is the future name. So this is the data that we are using. So you just have to click on input future, and then output future. You can choose your location of what your location of where you want to save the data, and then you just have to click on OK. Okay, so as you can see, when I uncheck the regional boundary, we can see we have the only selected feature that we use. So if you want to zoom in, you just have to right click on it, you go to zoom to layer, then you just zoom it. So this is the central region where we extract from the main regional boundary. So this is the interface that you need to know as a beginner of ArcGIS Pro. So okay, so I think this is what you need to know about ArcGIS for a beginner. Okay, so we have this here. So if you want to export any shapefile that you already have, that one to you use the same process. You go to add your data, you click on your add your data, then you look for the shapefile. So I already have a lot of shapefiles here, so all these are shapefiles. So I can just click on any of them and then click on OK. Okay, so this is what I just uploaded. So we have a lot of ways. So if you already have one, you don't need to click use the regional boundary to extract one. So if you already have one on your computer or in your folder, you can just locate it and then okay, so let's use this one. Okay, so as you can see, this study area was extracted from the main regional boundary. So if you are working with this study area and then you have it already, you don't have to bring the regional boundary again. You just have to go and then import what you have already exported. So as you can see, I already have this one. So if I'm working within Kumasi or within any eastern region, I can just use this one or this one, and then we are good to go. So I think this is all that we have to know for a beginner of ArcGIS Pro. So thank you very much for joining this video, and then I hope this video is helpful. Please don't forget to subscribe, share and like, and then leave a comment if you have any suggestion or anything that I mix out, so that I can just catch that one up. And then and then if you have any suggestion about anything that you want me to tackle the next, please you can leave a comment so that I just look at it and then I'll incorporate it in then another video. So thank you for joining this video.